Now this review will stretch for 10 minutes or so. I know you don't necessarily have that amount of time, so please use the chapter function to search what you want to see about this machine. Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about this coffee machine. It's a Nespresso compatible Delonghi EN560 machine, but I think in this review the things I say will be common to a lot of machines in sort of the entry level coffee machines that have the onboard milk foaming capability. I'm going to go through things that I like with the machine, things that I don't like, and this comes from my experience owning the machine for about a year's time. The machine in Australia currently costs around $450 and has been on sale for about 18 months. However, with sales, you can pick this machine up for as little as about $300. That's about how much I paid for this one. Just looking at some specifications for the machine, there's 19 bar pump pressure, the water tank is just under a litre, and the milk tank is around about 350 millilitres. The water container on the machine is slightly quirky. To get it out, you have to open it and slide it up like that. If you try to put it back on while closed, it doesn't fit in. What you need to do is open it and then it will seal. The machine gives you two options when it comes to mounting your cup or mug. As you can see, on the lowest setting, you've got about 160 ml of clearance. Then pulling out the drip tray, that shrinks by about 70 ml. Invariably, you'll find that this setting is just too short for the kind of coffee cup that you have. On the lower setting, you of course don't have the drip tray beneath your mug. This isn't such a bad thing, however, because anything that spills onto there, you're going to clean it up. And anything that spills into there, you probably won't until it comes time to turn the machine over or something like that. Then everything flows out. A similar thing can be said for the bin for the grounds. It's actually quite a good size, big enough that you're not going to be emptying it every day, but not so big that it stores kilograms worth of spent coffee capsules in there. Another feature I like about the machine is the way that the cord can be managed. You can see that there's a track there and you can let the cord run through it the length that you need to compensate for the amount that the cord will run to the plug in your wall at the end. The one downside of this, however, is that if the cord somehow gets out of the track, the unit doesn't sit very well. So it's something to be mindful of. Another thing that makes me smile is the fact that it's made in Italy. Not that I'm xenophobic, but I remember a story about my grandmother trying to find a kettle that wasn't made in China. She in fact couldn't find one. The machine is one touch. That means it is possible to program it to your particular cup size, then simply press one of the 6 buttons to get a complete beverage. In practice, however, if you find that you use different size mugs and cups all the time, you may not actually end up doing any of the programming, and I certainly haven't. But you quickly learn what each button will give you. One feature is that if you press a button whilst it's still flashing, it will remember that, and when the temperature is reached, it will start pouring your drink without you having to wait for the machine to warm up. The milk frother features a rotary dial to adjust the aeration in the milk froth. However, I usually don't have any drinks beyond the base setting, as I find that to be adequate. One thing I like about the machine is that you don't necessarily need to use it with pods. You can just use it to dispense hot water and hot milk. And in this instance, I'm making a cup of hot chocolate. I simply have the cup ready to go and I'll select from the buttons. One thing you may have noticed during the warm-up process and through dispensing that drink is the machine's quite good at not dripping. I've had coffee machines before that when they warm up, they'll drip some water into the tray, and when they finish brewing a drink, they'll drip as well. This machine doesn't seem to suffer from that problem. Despite that though, I do still keep a cup that I place in there to put the rinse water in, and just in case anything else happens. Every time you dispense a milk drink, the clean light will come on, and what you're therefore supposed to do is clean it. One thing that irritates me a little bit about this is that you have to hold the clean button down until the process is finished. You see, I let it go there and the light came back on. Now, the milk jug itself can be stored in the fridge, and it also is entirely dishwasher safe. In the manual they recommend that you wash it in the dishwasher after every second or every second day. It's a little bit of an impost, but I suppose the dishwasher does keep the thing clean. Another good thing about this machine is that it keeps its descaling coupling on board in this little compartment here. However, just remember that you keep it on board, otherwise you might spend a few hours looking for it somewhere else. What I'll do now is I'll make a cappuccino so you can see how the machine mixes using this espresso glass that I've got here. Back in. Now, you only forget to not extend this once. I'm sure you can guess what happens. So you can see we've got pretty good mixing of the foam and the poured coffee, and the milk froth on top there. Pretty consistent with what you'd want with a cappuccino. I like to add a second shot though. Alright, I've had the cappuccino. I'm going to wind myself up even further, but this time we're going to turn up the knob on this milk frother here, so you can see what that looks like. So you can see a lot more foam, and the foam is a lot more aerated. When you're done, you simply select the espresso function and rinse out the machine. That's why you need this little cup. can just walk away at this point. The machine will time out and turn off. Just a word about the capacity of the milk jug. As we said before, it was 350 mils, and that's quite a good volume because I've made those 3 drinks and I've still got this amount remaining. So if you're making a lot of coffees, this is a good feature. And a word about that foam. So I've finished this beverage. I can't really drink any more of that, and that probably shows why I personally wouldn't normally turn the dial up any higher than the base setting. Well, that almost sums it up for the review of this machine. The final note is that it's not the most attractive machine, but it's a sleek profile. It's not going to take up a huge amount of bench space. It's reasonably priced and, in my opinion, delivers a solid product. Thanks for watching.